Only 7,080 pounds. This new 23 MLS Cougar actually threatens to be a little more half-ton towable than a lot of these, quote, half-ton segment fifth wheels that usually have too much pin weight to go against the payload rating of most half-tons. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this can apply to every single half-ton. I'm saying that more half-tons will be able to tow this than most quote, small size fifth wheels. That's the thing, the small size fifth wheel kind of seems like it vanished from the industry for a while. I think Cougar realized that, and they're coming out with a couple models to be able to take care of that small, people who want something small, but they want a fifth wheel, not a trailer. That's what this is right here. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to get to this one before the slides got opened up, but when the slides are closed, you can access the dining, the sofa, the refrigerator, and pretty much all the kitchen. Like, you can't get to the oven, but I don't think you're gonna do any oven cooking, you know, if you're traveling. So it's fairly packing friendly. You won't be able to reach the upper decks though, so kind of plan accordingly there. Now, you might have noticed this TV right here directly across from our theater seating, which is awesome. We get that great door side window there, but notice those like wooden style shades right there. They draw up and down just like a pleated cloth shade, but they're a little more rugged and a lot easier to clean. Storage below the dinette, which naturally can fold down into an extra sleeper. And you see how they did not put floor vents in this little guy. It's small enough, it does not need a floor vented heating system to achieve their hot cold camp ratings that all Cougars stand by. A lot of people ask, why do they put floor vents and things? Because it's vastly more effective in heating, and if you want a truly cold rated camper, you often have to do that. But here it's small enough, you just don't, the efficiency doesn't matter, basically. Now this is basically the same kitchen arrangement they use in something like their 29 MBS, 31 MBS, and that's a good thing. This works very well. This rear wall is just chock full of storage. Big full drawer below that oven, which is just a nice touch, but huge space, like big pots and pans, wastebaskets, stuff like that, drawers to the floor, awesome countertop and prep space with easy reach outlets. And something that might go easily unnoticed is the fact that that's a like full wall backsplash from counter to cabinet to ceiling even. And that little kind of just radius beam they have above that rear window, I love the look of that. I don't think the window's going to play very nice with the camera. Actually, it's being a little bit snotty. It's not being bad, but it just, I love the aesthetic, the look of this kitchen's absolutely phenomenal to me. This one hits it out of the park for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I've always liked rear kitchens, but I do really like this one. Did you notice that one light kick off as we were looking though? This has motion activated lighting like in the pass-through storage, on the steps as we go up to the bathroom, or right there by the entry door. So anything where, like, let's say it's late at night and you want to be able to move around, but you don't want to have to click on all the lights, or you're not physically in a position yet where you're capable of doing so, this one will have a handy little motion light for you. The theater seating over here has a heat massage feature, which is cool, has USB plugs, but it's still a manual kind of ripcord recline right there, which just kind of a smart combination of features for this class of fifth wheel. There's also accent lighting below the seating there, but you do need 110 shore power, which I lack at the time of this filming because I'm just in the yard with a battery box doing this. Cougars are fantastic about putting the biggest windows in the slides they can. They open for airflow. And the lights overhead in that slide out right there, they are actually on a dimmer switch. So that you can, kind of dim the lights down if it's morning, if it's evening, or if it's just kind of like movie time. Let me kind of pivot us around here a little bit. Take a look at our dining arrangement right over here on the door side of the RV. And the sun, as you can see, is very unforgiving for what I do this time of year. I did have to draw that shade. But as I mentioned, the TV, easy to view. Now, what's funny is they use the same double pivot, like severe swing out hardware that they're using here in their other big Cougars. But this floor plan doesn't really need it because you're sitting like on top of the theaters, or on top of the TV and the theater seat right across from it. But let's say you're standing here in the kitchen where I am. It is cool that if I'm in the kitchen and someone's sitting on the theater seat, or, you know, in at least half of the dinette, they still have a good glance and look at what's going on there. And storage. That is something I think rear kitchens have always done well. Or, sorry, this is an MLS. Don't call it a rear kitchen. It's a middle living. Haha. But storage space. That huge chunk of pantry space right there is something that every single person is going to enjoy. And from there, we're just a hop, skip, and jump away to the bathroom. Now, real quick, you can see a couple little things on that hallway wall right there. The bottom one is the light switch. Now, this has in command. So if you want to, you can play with all the lights off your phone. But if you don't want to, you got a handy light switch right there. And the thing above that is actually the temperature probe so that, you know, the in-command system knows how hot or cold it is in here, which is another neat thing. If you wake up at night, you're too hot or too cold, you don't even have to put on pants. You can literally crank up the air or the heat from your phone from bed. And that's pretty cool. Or from the chair over here, I suppose. Anywhere. And a large bathroom, a lot larger than I would have thought when I first got in this. I figured, okay, they're making a small fifth wheel. It's going to have a tiny bath. It's going to have no storage. They didn't do any of that. They used the same big bathroom here that they're using like a 30 RLS big, like 35, 37-foot Cougar fifth wheel, which is cool. Nice space there for linens, body washes, all that kind of stuff. And just the little marbling, the print on that shower surround paneling right there. It's nice that they just kind of broke up the monotony. It's like everybody uses white. Whenever I see a little touch like that, I like to point it out. Handy seat there for various, you know, either user comfort or function like shaving your legs or whatever. I suppose you could sit there and shave your beard. It doesn't have to be for shaving legs, but that would be a little bit different. And that's a sealed edge counter there. That's something I did mention back in the kitchen. All of the counters in these are sealed edge so that if you happen to spill some water or splash some water, it's not going to damage anything here. Now, as we're looking at, like, say, the bathroom door or the bedroom door here, I want to point out that they are all fully framed. They actually fully stud out all of their doorways here in these Cougars. And they do that at most of Keystone, actually. And it's a cool thing because it helps keep that door square so that if you're in transit, this doorway is not going to fling open and smash against the wall, because that's the last thing you want to have happen. You can see how there's no like big ankle breaker step of death at the end of the bed here. That is a 60 by 80 True Queen with full storage below it, and very CPAP friendly wide open side stands with household and USB plugs on both sides. Now, above that, those are not hanging closets. The hanging closet space is over here on the left within this wardrobe closet. We will see that in a minute. Some bonus dresser storage in there as well. Real quick, though, a couple things I want to point out. We have this huge campside viewing window. And that's one of the reasons that the bedroom and the bathroom is arranged this way, specifically shaped around this window, so that if you want to be able to see at night, you know, if you hear a funky noise or if you just want some extra daylight during the day, you got it. Now, kind of like the living room has just a one light switch for the in command, you still have a light switch here. You don't have to use Bluetooth fangled technology. You still just have a switch on the wall. So it's great if you're tech savvy or tech adverse, it doesn't matter. Another thermal probe up here, so it actually keeps separate temperature in the living room versus the bedroom. TV hookups across from the bed, naturally, that makes perfect sense. And then, again, we take a look at all the storage over here in this mirrored closet. And those mirrored doors do an awesome job of reflecting a lot of light from that window to make the whole room look and feel bigger. And here's where I was talking, you still have plenty of hanging storage. Frankly, you have more than those two bedside closets ever would have offered you, although they're not closets now, technically, are they? They're just kind of generic tall dressers? What would you call it? Is that called a... Like, I'm not good with home words. Is that called a wardrobe? Is that just called a closet? Is it just a cabinet? What do you call that? I don't even know why I'm spending so much time asking. Anyway, down here, again, dresser drawers built right into the closet, but what's kind of cool is not only the storage that gives you, but it creates an extra shelf above them within the closet itself. And as I mentioned, there is full storage below this bed. That just gas strut easy lifts right up here. And that little shelf above is very handy, like if you have a couple guest chairs or something like that, or frankly, just some totes. If you've got like a short flat tote, you can slot that up there with plenty of room to go nuts below there. And considering the size of this RV, this basement is quite large and generous. On the left, we've got some motion lighting and our in-command control center, which also has a manual override switch for any awnings, jacks, etc. Beside that, we have our TV hookups, and just above those, we have our 12-volt tank heater switches. So, you know, even if you're going down the road, you've got the potential to be protected there. Double slam latches and magnet catches keep those doors open. At least on this side it keeps the door open. There's a gas strut on the other side for reasons that we'll see in just a moment. Up front, it's nice that they actually have this thing all set up for dual battery boxes, which is something that I say all the time. We're not a hidden fee dealer at Haylett RV, but a fifth wheel like this, part of our asking price will actually include 2 batteries for you, so that this thing is going to have that all the extra power it needs to run all the widgets and whiz bangs and all that stuff. Up front here, we have our shock dampening rubber ride pin box system, which is pretty cool. This also has the same road armor suspension system, which works exceptionally well because it has a shock dampener both above and below the suspension hanger, basically. So it's not just dampening like bounce, it's actually eliminating and controlling it. So over here I said there's a gas strut for the compartment door on this side. It's because it has that closet slide above like most Cougars, and that closet slide obviously gives us the storage that you want up there, which we saw earlier, but it means that we don't have to like duck, you know, to get to the storage compartment here, because the door is open as much as it can be without the use of like a plastic little hangback that's probably going to just break and deteriorate over time. Fully enclosed docking center. These are 0 to 100 degree rated. If it says Cougar, it's cold camp, hot camp capable. And actually, with some of the advances they've made recently, like their lighter skin package and all their radiant technology they've added to this, it will do very well in hot climates. And they're they use the same size furnace on this small fifth wheel that they use on literally the largest Cougar fifth wheel. So it will be able to handle cold weather very well. We already talked about those tank heaters. We also have an enclosed belly with a radiant blanket package to help keep that heat in there and keep the cold out. Another sort of wow feature to me was not just that this has the same like big furnace and insulation heating package as the bigger Cougars, but the fact that it has the same automatic leveling as the bigger Cougars. Kind of like if it's, you know, if it says Cougar, it's hot, cold camp rated. If it says Cougar, it has auto leveling, with the exception of their one very small travel trailer floor plan. It's literally just too small to have the physical space to hook auto leveling up to it. But not this guy. This guy is push buttons, simple and easy. Has a 300-pound rated cargo receiver hitch on the back, so if you want to add things like a bike rack to it, you can without voiding your warranty. Ladder up to that fully walkable roof there, and you can see those MORryde steps making for easy come and go. The entry door also nicely protected by that easy tilt power awning, which if you wanted to, you could operate remotely right off your phone. And if you've kind of looked at the background as we've gone here, you can see that we have no shortage of different opportunities to look at here at Haylett RV. And they all have cool differences, benefits, advantages. They're all special in different ways, and that's why we carry so many different things here at Haylett RV. As I've mentioned, we don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else. So give us a call. We do it all. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.